boys, I've been praying for days like these. Finally, a beautiful sunny day out here in Ohio, and we have a little bit of a project to work on. Yesterday, I made a video talking about how I want this bike to shoot some flames. Now, it is illegal for a reason, and technically it's illegal in my state. However, I live in the beautiful state of Ohio, where the weather sucks and things are weird. And as far as I'm concerned, there is no motorcycle emissions testing where I live. I've done this with many motorcycles in the past. I've literally straight piped most of the motorcycles that you see in my garage, and I've never had a problem because they don't test for it. If it's not tested for, is it really illegal? I'm making a big deal out of it because I think it's funny. No one's going to come after me for doing this project, so I think I'm fine. However, this project is not without its pitfalls. This project is very, very bad for your health. And as someone who likes to, you know, take care of their body a little bit, this is not something I am proud of. However, there are a few things I can try to do to try to make this a little bit better on myself. For one, I'm gonna be wearing a mask throughout the duration of this experiment. I don't know how much this is specifically going to help, but it should help a little bit with the particle inhalation. When I'm drilling through the catalytic converter, it's going to take a lot of those toxic metals and put them into the air. The goal of today's video is I want this motorcycle to shoot flames. And that nasty catalytic converter is getting in the way, so it has to go. This thing is way thicker than I thought it was going to be. That is a very deep hole that we've created, and we're still not even through it. Well, boys, we have reached our first crossroads in this project. The electric drill that was provided to me by my friend Mike, it stopped working. We've made some decent progress so far, but I'm a little bit unsure of what to do at this point. I am all hot and sweaty, and it has been quite a morning, creating all this noise pollution for my neighbors. I don't know, we gotta figure this out. I got a big pile of palladium on the ground there. As of right now, I'm just gonna let the batteries charge for a little bit and try to come back to this, but there's not really much I can do at the moment. Just kind of keeping my fingers crossed. This has been not the best idea ever. These drill bits were probably the worst idea ever. You're supposed to use like more of a flat head. It's much more efficient at drilling these out. I don't know why Mike gave me these. Also, for any of you guys saying that I should just grab like a chisel and a hammer and it'll just like shatter it, I appreciate the car guys out there, the car guys with the knowledge, but motorcycle catalytic converters are not like car catalytic converters at all. They don't shatter, they're like more aluminum based, where it's like they kind of just like meld and melt out of the way, and it's a really big pain to get them out. It's literally just a tedious process of drilling until it's pulverized and not there anymore. Well, boys, I think it's official. I officially broke the drill. As you guys can tell, I let the battery charge for a little bit. It got all the way up to full. Go ahead and slap this puppy back in there. The problem is now whenever I just try to go for this, you just get that sound. It's not pleasant. I don't know how I always end these projects in a disaster or something always happens, but this is the last thing I kind of expected to come from this. The illegal modifications on my Triumph are once again stalled. This time it wasn't my fault though, or the weather's fault, or really anything's fault. It was technology's fault. The drill just kind of stopped working. I think what ended up happening, and I could be wrong, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think we hit the torque limit on the drill one too many times as we're hitting this catalytic converter over and over again. And as you guys can see, we made pretty decent progress on it. I don't mean to brag or anything, but I feel like I was kind of tearing that thing up. But these clothes are now tainted in palladium and whatever bad, nasty chemicals that they make catalytic converters out of, and so now it's probably a good idea for me to take a shower. This is unfortunate. This is, you know, kind of the problem with modifying or illegally modifying your exhaust, is you're gonna run into major problems sometimes. And a very short shower sequence later, we're back. However, I just had a realization while I was in the showers doing some shower thoughts. I can no longer ride this bike in a very unfortunate sequence of the vlog. I'm not 100% positive that I broke that drill. However, I do know within the capability of my own skill level when it comes to power tools, it is not working. Further investigation required, but I can no longer finish this project on this beautiful day. I technically could maybe start the motorcycle, put everything back together so that way it's at least a reasonable volume, and then start the motorcycle. But the problem is the catalytic converter, if you guys saw, it's still like, it's a little bit crushed and restrictive, a little bit more restrictive than it already was. So things are not going according to plan today. I should also mention, while I was drilling out this bike, I was spending a lot of time underneath the bike, and I found another really unfortunate flaw that I'd never noticed before. There is a little bit of seepage coming out of whatever this mystery hole is. I was worried I like punctured something that I didn't notice when I first started initially drilling, but it looks like there's a little bit of seepage, which reminds me a little bit of my old S1000, the way it would seep like that. I don't know if it's anything too concerning. I'm not really super bothered by it, but something to be aware of. However, just because one project bike isn't working doesn't mean we can't get another working. It has been months since I've had the R6 out on the dirty streets, which, since it rained quite a little bit these past couple of days, the road should be relatively clear, which now I feel comfortable enough to get this bike working again. However, there is a slight issue with the R6 that we're gonna have to address, because yeah, there's no battery.
Yeah, and if not to make my day any worse, because we all know that happens all the time, while I was trying to pull the carbon out of the R6, because I still don't have the bolts that you need to like lock the carbon in there, and I'm not trying to lose these were expensive. These were like $300 a pop. I'm not trying to lose these carbon pieces. RPM Carbon is the brand. This literally broke off. You cannot make this stuff up. This little piece on here was glued on there. Like, it's glue. That little piece literally just snapped off while I was trying to pull the carbon out. So, W, dude. That just makes my day 10 times better, doesn't it?
I probably shouldn't do this when my hands are a tad bit wet.
I think by working on your own motorcycles, you're just bound to run into issues. I hope that by a little bit of my silliness and by literally costing myself hundreds of dollars in just one day proves to you how entertaining this stuff can be.
3, 2, 1. Boys, my entire day has been saved. Long live the Yamaha R6. Although I might be speaking a little bit too soon. I don't know if you guys remember the last time I had this bike out on the page. Things were not looking great. Clutch burnt out on me, and I had just put a brand new clutch in this bike right before the end of the season. So this bike is not guaranteed to work all day. I just got to be aware, make sure that there's no oil leaking out of this thing. I really didn't do any pre-ride checks other than tire pressure. Oh, dude, this thing rides like a hunk of crap though. My God. I am being very careful with the shifting. I was told when I first put this clutch in, you're supposed to break in a clutch, kind of like when you break in a new bike. You're not supposed to use the quick shifter. You're not supposed to shift super aggressively or do like high RPM stuff. At least that's what I've been told for the first like few 100 miles maybe. I don't know if I'm gonna do all that. But the bike's got a new clutch. I'm not trying to push it that hard that yet. That's from a very nice residential area. I'm not trying to let's see, quick shifter, there we go. It works fine. You know, I kind of forgot how uncomfortably, how bad this bike hits bumps. I can't believe there was ever a point in my life where I thought that this was acceptable, like this was comfortable. I swear to God, like I go back in time and I like remember how I used to be. Like I used to think, oh, sport bikes aren't that bad. It's probably the age catching up with me. Let's be honest. It's me riding the Rocket around all spring and getting used to a nice cruiser and then jumping to this and it's like, holy cow, I'm not used to this at all. Don't exactly make this bike with fuel gauges, and perfect. I filled up right before the end of the season. Awesome. I don't need to spend $5 on premium. My God. We're not going to be doing that today. Let's try to make this tank last as long as possible. Those clouds in the distance kind of looked like rain clouds, so I wanted to pull off and kind of look at them for a second. There are a couple of rain clouds kind of coming our way. I think we should be all right. I'm also slightly concerned because I didn't really get a chance to update this plate mount yet. You guys kind of know the old me. I used to run like illegal plates. I attempt getting pulled over. These days, I kind of run a little bit more legal plays just because I've given up. I already know the cops are tracking me, so like, why bother? But I don't know if you guys realize this tag's also kind of a little bit expired. It's updated. I remember I purchased the sticker for this bike. I just couldn't find the sticker for it. So in the system, it's updated, but you know how cops are. Like sometimes they'll just use this to harass you. And they like to harass me, true. There's a couple of bad things that could happen today, but you guys want to watch me tempt fate? Could this day get any worse? There, I think I'm good. I should probably clarify, I'm not having a bad day, by the way. Things happen with motorcycles. It's how you respond to them. It's how you handle them. That's what defines you as a person. First highway pull on the R6. Let's kind of, I'm going to take it a little bit easy, but we're going to, it's been so long since I've read this bike out. Those clouds are getting closer. That concerns me. Let's try not to mark this into the opposing lanes here. We're gonna take it nice and easy around the corner and then accelerate. Oh yeah, baby! God, this thing rides like crap. You feel every little bump in the road, dude. I remember this thing riding nice. I remember this thing riding quite nicely. I don't remember it being this rough. I think I'm honestly fine to use the quick shifter at this point. It really feels fine. I don't really know how much I believe in the braking and the clutch mid. Maybe it's just for the first like 10 miles or so. I don't know. Maybe it's just like for a couple of shifts or something. It feels like it's working fine for me. Mike is yapping to me about how the wrench or the power drill. Mike is yapping to me about the power drill not being broken. He says it's probably something that's happened to him before, so could be completely wrong. I've never worked with that brand of power drill, so I know that power drills usually don't break like that, but it just didn't make any sense to me that it said it had full It said it had full battery and then it still didn't work. It didn't torque like it was torquing before when it had 1 bar battery, so I don't really know what I did wrong. I feel bad that I broke my friend's power drill, or potentially broke it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. That's also potentially 100, 200, 300 bucks. I don't know how expensive those are. But I'm trying to make it a point in my life to not get upset over small stuff. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's R1 money. That's 1,000 money. Oh, hello. What's up, dude?
What, man?
What's going on? I finally got the R6 out. What the f? You didn't tell me you were riding? Okay. I thought we'd go out and vibe for a little bit, but you asked me for my credit card information. I didn't know how to react to that, so I heard there's a meet going on at Ducati Cleveland, so I figured that just gives us kind of somewhere to ride to. Kind of hard to find a reason to ride right now, so going to this meet kind of gives us something to do. It's actually the same place that Jixture, bruh. Sean pulling out, I'm like, God, my God. Light flashed before the eyes a little bit, but it's fine. Pick up and move on and figure out what else to do with our day. Well, I ran into a little Ducati friend on the way. That actually might be the same Ducati that I just saw at Sheets. I don't know how he caught up to me, genuinely. I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of riding like a baby, but neither here nor there. And there he goes. I'm not going to be cutting up through cars in this area. Apparently, the cops around here are already sick of motorcycles and dang near ripped Mike off his bike the other night. The vibes have not been great in the beginning of the season out here in Cleveland. Dude's recording. Some people, I feel like most people don't know what they're recording when it comes out. And you're coming to my lane, thank you. It's just funny to see someone record. It still is a rare bike. Come on, you know, I'm not trying to gas myself up here, but it is quite rare. You don't see a lot of these bikes on the road anymore. And there's a cop behind me. And there's a cop behind me. I just noticed that. There's a police officer right directly behind me. Here we go, gentlemen. He is directly behind me at this point. Ooh. It's like I pulled into a safe zone. Wahaha. Can't catch me now.
Oh my God, you took the R6.
You not recognize me for a second?
Huh?
You not recognize me for a second?
No, I recognized the bike first. I'm like, oh shit, it's an R6. I'm like, who's R6? Oh, it's Jake. Oh.
I'm gonna back it up there. I got the battery put back in. I was a little bit scared it wasn't gonna start. I had to massage the starter button quite a little bit. No, I got it, don't worry. It's okay. I will not drop this beauty. Not in front of all these people. Ah, there we go. Muscly. What's going on, dude? It's good to have it back out. Oh, hey. That was from last year. That was a really stupid story.
Oh, no.
What's going on? They are used mirrors, but that didn't come like that. I did that by accident.
Afterwards, care if I tag along?
Yeah, I mean, if you catch me out, yeah, that's cool.
Cool. And I'm my buddy's cruising right now because my bike's down.
Oh, word. Okay. I'm sure I'll see you.
Yeah.
Of course, buddy.
You got cornered, huh?
I did?
Yeah.
By whom?
Are you riding with that dude?
I'm riding with a few people. I don't know. I'm being chill. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm trying to chill on this thing.
Where are you going?
Cilantro, the classic. I want nobody showing off. Nothing crazy on this ride. There's a bunch of people I don't usually ride with, so. This guy's flipping us off for some reason. Yeah, I don't know.
It's because he probably got his girl taken from a dude with a body brown.
Yeah. I just wrapped up getting ice cream with the girlfriend. I should probably pull a quick little prank. Please don't run me over, you. Hey, I saw you walking out of ice cream. I thought you were really cute. Can I get your number?
I have a boyfriend.
Solid answer. Why'd you flinch? Why did you flinch? You made me look bad.
See your face, you're wearing a helmet.
Get a grip, buddy.
You mind?
I love you.
Stop.
I love you.
Stranger, stop.
Okay. I can't give you a kiss with a helmet on. I love you. All right, I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Prank gone horribly awry. I feel the need to clarify a little bit about this motorcycle. I said it kind of sucked earlier, I think. I might have mentioned something like that. It rides like crap. That's because, let me clarify something, it does. This thing rides like a piece of dog crap. I was talking to one of my friends earlier, and he pointed out, he's like, Matthew, why are you talking so much crap about this bike? I thought you loved the bike. I thought you loved the R6. That's right, you got the R6, and you talk so much about it. It's like, yeah, I do love the R6, man. I do, but you gotta have the context of this thing still rides like a complete bike from 20 years ago. Suspension's rough. The throttle is super choppy. It completely lacks down-low power, which I guess makes sense on a true 600. I love it because of for nostalgic purposes. This bike only means something to me because I owned, or I had a friend with one of these bikes when I first started learning to ride. I thought this bike was the coolest thing ever. It still is the coolest thing. I feel like a demon riding this thing. I feel like Batman. It's just so dark and stealthy, and it reminds me of like a fighter jet. Like a stealth bomber. It's just the coolest thing in the world to me. Although, yeah, the riding characters, it's very hyper-aggressive. There's no cruise control. It very much is not my modern riding style, but as I've been kind of riding it tonight, it definitely does take me back to the good old days. To the days of once gone. This bike definitely makes me feel like I'm getting older, dude. My legs are hurting so bad. Genuinely, it feels like my legs are being folded into origami, bro. Like one of those paper ducks. It's just, it's such an aggressive riding position. Then I look down and I see 16,500 RPMs. Kinda makes everything a little bit more okay. And there's a cop behind me. Bro, get a grip, bro. Are we serious, bro? There's already a cat behind me. They've been teleporting behind me tonight, man. I can't do anything about it. Really annoying me. It's always so awkward whenever a cop gets behind you just because it floods you with the emotion of you're probably about to get pulled over, maybe. Perhaps it's just my younger self and having a very illegal place. Pretty much every time a cop got behind me, I'd get pulled over. These days, I'm a little bit better at it, I would like to think. But this bike does technically still have an expired tag, even though it's legal, so I don't know. And he pulled in. He didn't get pulled over today, boys. Jesus Christ, man. You know, all things considered, for a day where I almost screwed up one motorcycle and almost couldn't get this one started, I think it ended up being kind of a pretty decent day. Getting into a new motorcycle season is admittedly a bit anxious. I mean, it's a bit anxiety-inducing, I think is the correct term. We're going into this season with the complete acknowledgement that there's nothing that we can predict or we don't know what's going to happen. Last year's season was pretty good. I mean, besides a few problems, overall, I think it was one of the best seasons of my life. And this year, I can already tell more so than not, I am trying to ride by myself more than ever. I'm still willing to ride with people. It's just like I notice things about myself. I'm more myself when I'm by myself, if that makes sense. I feel more comfortable with myself when I'm by myself. I mean, you know, maybe with Eve or something. I don't know. Everything's just more chill and more laid back when I'm the one making the decisions. And also low-key a little bit nice when I don't have some little dude complaining in my ear about their butt hurts or their wrist hurts or something like that. As I get ready to send off on this beautiful night and go home, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Yeah, we didn't get to accomplish every mission that we set out to do today, and I still have a lot to work on that Triumph. I'm glad I at least got one of my historical little bikes here on the page running. Gosh, it sounds so good running too. I don't want to rev it too much because there's a bunch of lovers out here probably making out in their car looking at the overlook. Glad I got to talk to you guys today, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Later, guys. Bye-bye.